But as a player, he has like it looks like he's developed a lot in terms of just the confidence in what he wants to do. Because I know back when he like joined Chaos, it was like the post EE phase, and he was trying to find his footing again.
Yep.
And it was very much like a shaky kind of kid coming into that kind of scene.
No,
it's very good to see him actually find a team that, especially with these names, these are the type of names that I'd always see as like the NA teams that are trying to get good, right?
Yep.
So I'm just happy to see that him on a team and make something for himself.
100%. I don't feel like the Gunner performance that we saw last game on the Batrider is something that you would ever expect from him against any other team, but literally this one. Like Quincy crew is the bane of their existence.
Right, I see. Okay, yeah,
that's all there is to it, and I hope they can bring it back because they're like the evil villain, and in Four Zoomers are like Batman at this point because they're always the underdog in these grand finals.
Does anyone else play the Ember in Four Zoomers, where this will be a flex between Ember being mid carry and the DP's a flex between like the off lane and mid?
Sammy can play it, but I'm just gonna say like I feel like Sammy needs to be on some sort of hard carry. Like he's really great at the Terror Blades and Nagas and things like that.
So in that regard, when you see this Death Prophet, you feel like it's more likely
that's
the Monkey's
a
hero.
That's a Monkey's
Prophet.
So they're basically, like you mentioned in the cast, you're talking about how Ocean, he's one of like the big names for this team. They're leaving his hero a lot later, sacrificing the Monkey's hero just so you get a better 4 position.
Yeah, they would definitely do that. I think the Zoomers players as well have a lot of respect for Ocean as a player. Mm-hmm. Like they think that he's possibly their best player. I mean, a lot of them are probably like, well, I'm the best, but Ocean is second best. But like everybody, they very highly rate his like mechanical play if he's enabled. So I would say that drafting his hero late probably makes sense for them. Leshrac, I feel like that's just a Quinn hero. Mm-hmm. He's just such a Leshrac fan, but it's it's a flex right now. It's a good enough hero you can probably play it as like a 4 or 5, whatever.
Also, you want. I'm sure he can. Have they
sure,
played it in the carry role? Because I'm sure in terms of Leshrac,
I'm sure they can. But the thing with like these NA carries is that it's almost always some Yawar or Sammy Boy on like a Terror Blade or Naga.
Yeah.
And they can play these other heroes, but sometimes it'll look a bit janky. And I think they would prefer to play these like...
Yeah, after the Nyx, nah. Let's try and put it in the least core role possible, or a mid at least.
You could put a mid and just like, Bloodstone, BKB, that sort of like be so huge that the Nyx doesn't matter.
Bloodstone's actually so nice for these in heroes. Magic Resist, that kind of got like...
Oh yeah. Octarine as well, dude. That's just very convenient.
Yeah.
Very
nice.
Convenient.
So Nyx Assassin, I remember watching Ocean actually play this somewhat recently. So that's going to be our frontlining for the Death Prophet off lane. Or at least that is a possibility.
Yep.
Anything is open
I think so.
at this point. But as far as Quincy crew, when it comes to that, they have not played any Leshrac safe lane lately. It has been all of the usual suspects of carries right now.
It was one of those like maybe NA's doing it.
Yeah, no.
But right now I'm a little bit, when I say concerned, I feel like after watching that first game, Quincy crew just kind of know what Four Zoomers is doing.
I believe that also means...
Oh,
there's a camera there, so I don't put my finger out.
No, yeah,
I believe that also means we're going to be having a 5 Venomancer, right? Which has been picked up here and there. And I know that much.
Yep. It's definitely more popular in pubs recently than we're seeing it in competitive. It's like every few games. I mean, there's just not that many Venomancer games, right? It's like it doesn't fit into a lot of drafts. Usually you like draft around the Veno, and people are picking these like drows and range carries that can deal with it really well. But yeah, like I said, or like you said, as a 5, it's quite hard to deal with. You just sit there and right click somebody, and they take so much damage from position 5. You wanna kill him, he just comes back and does it again. It's like an Undying.
The question is though for Quincy crew, how scary are they when they like pressure a tower? When you have this Ember coming through, Golem, DP ultimate, like sure DP arguably could be pretty squishy, but when she's got a couple items, I feel like Zoomers, they're so scary running around the map together if they actually make moves. Because again, that first game, it was very much them sitting on the back foot. They missed the key opportunities. They had to get their footing in the game. So if that's the type of game they're going to play again, I could maybe argue Quincy crew will just potentially roll this with all the push they have.
Sure.
But if they start making the moves, I think this lineup is so scary. Like,
yeah, I agree. Like I think they can snowball really hard. It's really hard to get into the zone that Venomancer will be creating, and Beastmaster as well. So maybe Zoomers need some sort of Lycan, I don't know, some hero to push through the summons, something like that. Give them, I think they need a bit of a frontliner. They probably need a bit of disable though. Like they're definitely lacking like hard disable.
Is this for Zoomers?
For Zoomers. For Zoomers.
Okay.
I'm thinking something like
okay, they go for the Juggernaut.
A Mars if it wasn't for already having the Death Prophet, which I would suspect is probably Monkeys that's going to play it. I know Gunnar does play Mars mid, but we have the Ember Spirit, and that would put Sammy Boy in the Ember, which we already talked about. We'd kind of prefer. So it's probably a Sammy Boy hero. Let's see what's left. What's left in carry? Void is now banned. Can't be that hero. That would have been really nice, even though they banned it.
Well,
and TB's left out there, but you're matched into a Leshrac, right? It's like, okay, we got Juggernaut, we can counter that, but...
What about Anti-Mage? I guess it's aim into Beast. That's a really hard matchup.
It's a hard matchup, but in terms of the game, it'll be very good. But realistically, you want to have, I think, a guy that wants to join fights is Sven. Is he in the pool still?
Sven into Veno Beast, though. You can get mega kited.
Can you with the Ags, though?
Well, the Ags comes out at like 30, 40 minutes, right?
It feels like they protected themselves really well with it. All the carries that are good against Juggernaut, right? They've got some sort of core support that is really good.
Yeah, over
the counter.
It's a nice rounded out draft if they have a strong laning phase and they start making the moves.
PA. Okay.
We forgot about that hero. That was played today.
Well, you usually see it with some sort of steroid, right?
Yeah, like, exactly. We have no minus armor.
Nothing.
We have no like empower, nothing like that.
But it's still so when you have the steroid, it's about just getting the timing quicker. But when you still get to that timing of Deso BKB, you are still a very strong hero. And
that's fair, but you talked about the push, dude. You talked about if Quincy Crew win the lanes, PA is never going to come online.
That is true. So the caveat to that point is it puts so much pressure on 4 Zoomers having the key 4 enabling their carry. They have to make moves.
Very well.
They have to do super well. Gunnar has to pop off, start forcing some bad TPs away from that PA jungle patterns. And if you get that going and PA eventually gets to items, sure, I can see a game being played out. But if that doesn't happen and Quincy Crew set the pace of this game, it could just be another sweep.
Yeah, something as simple as like the Earth Spirit, 1 rotation into mid that he stuns, they get a Leshrac stun, all of a sudden the Lesh wins the mid lane. Like, just something as simple as that, I could see Quincy Crew just kind of rolling with.
It's very volatile.
Yes, I agree. I'm very concerned looking how the early mid game went in the last game, and then seeing this crazy snowball pushing lineup from Quincy Crew. Like even the Jug, even their carry is a pushing hero. The only hero that's not a great pusher is Earth Spirit, who's a great
backline damage jumper. Talent, though.
That's true. That's true. He can hit towers very hard.
Done. Simple.
Yeah. Now that's it's hard to not be biased because of seeing the last game and knowing the teams, but I do think this Quincy Crew draft is. If this was a pub, this would be very scary because it's like, we're not going to execute to stomp these guys before they get their snowball going. And that's kind of how I feel about this matchup.
I think when 4 Zoomers, they took down Quincy Crew at ESL 1 just recently in the upper bracket, and Quincy Crew bounced back against, I think, Thunder Predator. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But I know at some point in time, they basically beat like the top 3 team somewhere in there. And I remember seeing a tweet about like, okay, we're back into our form now. So do you guys agree? Like the odds-wise still favoring Quincy Crew, same with the draft?
Yeah, unfortunately so.
I think so. I think so. I want Zoomers to win because it's a great story, but that looked really rough. I'll be happy if they do win.
All right, well, we have the grand finals that is going to continue underway. It is 1-up to Quincy Crew, and we're about to get into game number 2.
30 seconds to battle.
Welcome, everybody. It's a fresh casting trio ready to go.
Hello, Brian. How's the Fired life?
Honestly, I saw my midlife entirely flash before my eyes in the last 20 minutes.
Did they yell at you? It's okay.
I feel like it would have been better than them just saying absolutely nothing.
We all make mistakes sometimes, and the important thing is we learn from those mistakes and we focus on the future. Just like we're going to be focusing on the future here of Quincy Crew and Zoomers here in this game 2, where we've got what is probably a bit more standard lineup on the side of Quincy Crew, things that we've mostly seen before in a general build-up, whereas Zoomers, a little bit more, I like what Robson called it, I believe, chaotic.
I hope 4 Zoomers learn from their mistake this game of, I want to imagine how PA goes into the fight. When he blinks in, what's going to happen to him? He is going to get Veno ultied, he's going to get on top of a Lesh, who's just killing him unless he's in BKB, and he's also having to deal with Roar, which penetrates BKB. So for my problem in this game is I can't really envision enough items that Sammy Boy could buy on PA that allow him to enter fights. So I do believe they do need to be ahead, predominant portion of this game.
That is going to be our first blood, but Monkeys gets the turnaround kill.
Good damage onto UR too.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Has been killed.
Yeah, Veno Jug. This is like Dota 1 stuff. At least right when I started playing Dota 2, was Veno Jug was like this OP lane that there's just no way to counter the Gale.
Yeah, Gale into spin.
The spin.
Too much damage. Too much damage.
Oh, Gale's not damage, it's just a slow.
Well, it does do a bit of damage. 10 damage every 3 seconds.
Is that exactly how much it is?
Yes, that's exactly how much it is.
Okay.
Big Veno spammer here.
That's something I would not talk about proudly.
Yeah, it's actually not a proud thing for me.
Okay.
Alright, let's look at this mid lane. Quinn doing extremely well, going for this 1 point in the E ability that I'm forgetting what it's called because nobody goes for it. But it's been.
What do you mean? It's one of his best abilities now.
Now it is. Yeah, I'm saying it's been buffed, right? Now it's one of his best abilities, but there was a while there that it got nerfed and everybody was just going QW.
Yeah, we saw Nisha in this exact matchup, I'd say yesterday, and he stomped pretty hard. You go for the 1-0-1 in order to secure some early CS, but then you max the Diabolic Edict because Ember just can't man up to you with the immense amount of physical damage because Ember has Flame Guard as his main source of survivability, and then once you get that level 6, you push in the creep wave, and you basically bully the Ember away from defending his own tower. So I'm going to be looking for potential rotations from Quincy crew to enable Quinn to do that, and maybe a more preemptive response from 4 Zoomers, because I assure you, Gunnar, being the good mid laner he is, knows that that is going to be coming.
But you do have this issue that the Zoomer supports without levels. They're kind of weak. I mean, you can't really rotate a Warlock here, Death Prophet without level 6. Like, they have a lot of really level-dependent heroes. And I feel like Leshrac and Beastmaster, even a Veno going mid, can push quite a bit faster. But we'll see. This bot lane's going pretty well for Monkeys. Maybe he will get a 6.
This is the one lane that Quincy crew should not necessarily win. But at the same time, as you talked about, I have a problem. Oh,
UR sees the opportunity to be able to get the 2-man spin here. He's going to go for Ocean. Monkeys Forever still has the Spirit Siphon out. He's actually getting a lot of damage, and UR is going to be the one who goes down. MSS rotated for this.
He's trying to get level 2.
Should be
He's
able
trying to
get
level 2.
Oh, the deny. Oh, Ocean. He ran in and suicided just to try and get the deny there.
A sick awareness by MSS. I'm like, why is he stopping to hit creeps in the middle of this? I understand this is NA, but the heroes are more important than creeps, and he was like 30 XP from 2, so he killed 2 melee creeps in order to get that kickoff. It instantly levels it and gets the kills. But I just have an issue with 4 Zoomers being able to shove lanes. Against Beastmaster, Leshrac, Veno even. These are 3 of the best lane-shoving heroes in the entire game, and I would say Nyx Warlock struggled, PA struggles until Battle Fury. Ember has to physically be on top of the wave, so as long as any of the other cores on the Quincy crew are there, he's going to have a tough time. And Death Prophet Cryptstorm is okay, but I wouldn't exactly view her as like a lane clearer.
If they get items and levels, they can do it. This is why I think like the laning stage is so important in this game. You have one side on Quincy crew where they have this like ridiculous tower snowball, and then you have the other side on Zoomers where, you know, Ember, Death Prophet, or PA could all pop off.
Nice roll in, kick back, nice. Gunnar. He's gonna take so much damage here. If they land this split Earth, this could be a kill. We tried to use the illusion split to be able to dodge. He's gonna turn it out. Ooh. Actually kills the Earth Spear. May kill Quinn as well. The Fairy Fire goes off, but Gunnar's got this. What a double kill. This is why you ban Gunnar Ember Spirit.
This guy is level 25 Dota Plus, guys. Come on now, give him some respect. This was a first round pick. Get some Nisha vibes here.
Dude, he's level 6 already. Are you kidding me? 4 minutes, 45 seconds.
Well, yeah, he was not even level 5 before that, and then he just...
Yeah, very good stuff.
It's the opposite of me. I had to repeat 5th grade. He instead gets to skip 5th grade, going straight to middle school.
What, was that last year you had to repeat that, or what?
Eh, shut up. Invading the bounty runes. Gunnar gets 1 top while they get both bottom on the side of 4 Zoomers. 3-1.
Dude, Zoomer's looking good.
Bruh.
Winning the lanes.
Sorry.
Careful, bro. Careful, dude. God, I almost said.
Sometimes you just method act a little bit too much.
Sometimes, Brian, we have these inner thoughts, but we have to keep them to ourselves.
That's true.
Locked deep inside. Don't
Not very good at that, bro. Sorry.
We've actually confused Reddit. I was looking. A lot of people are like, Bring the frat boys back.
They legit thought you were miserable. Like, they thought you were just like, what the hell's going on? They didn't tell me this was going on.
And then the other people are like, this needs to be serious, Dota. So we've just conflicted the audience.
There were people that were very upset about that, as I feel like we have treated this cast with the utmost level of professionalism.
6-minute power runes. You could see Gunnar already positioning himself, and he gets an invis, which was spotted by that Radiant Ward, and so it's not like he's going to be able to sneak away from this mid lane anytime soon. But
you know, the thing with Gunnar too is that he's the type of player that you give him a lead like this, I feel like just psychologically it's so good for him. Like, he pops off. Like, he loves playing from ahead like this.
Mojo, he's trying to find an opening. He was just surrounded in almost a triangle formation there from Zoomer heroes that were making sure he did not have anywhere he could roll to. Gunnar actually using this invis to be able to get behind Quinn here, and he's body blocking him up beautifully. He does not have shackles, but he tries to open it up for Ocean to be able to get the stun. Sadly, Ocean does miss that impale.
Really hard kill without the shackles.
Gunnar? He's really pushing it to the limits here.
Hey, don't question Gunnar. Come on, if he's running in like that on Ember.
Oh, of course.
You know he's got his remnant.
Yeah, he's going to come back in, and well, he may not have any remnants, so it's not like he's going to be able... Oh, the roll in. They're going to try and punish him. What? That slight. He actually rolled past the Ember Spirit, it looked like. They are going to be able to get that slight Spike Carapace stun, but... Oh, he got the deny, though. Ocean, 2 times in a round. Suicides to try and get the deny. This time, though, he is successful.
Gunnar dropped a remnant too, so he's coming straight back. It's almost like he trusted that Ocean would get the deny off. He's like, all right, bro, just deny me, no problem. I'll remnant back and keep farming.
I don't know. You still don't want to die on the Ember Spirit.
I mean, of course not.
At least they didn't give away the bounty. That's a pretty big deal there. As PA is getting ample amount of space top. Because of all of what's going on mid, the pressure from Beastmaster 6 is not being palpable just yet, because they have not had the time and energy, or resources, to dedicate the supports to the top lane. As Veno has started his rotation, I believe PA will inevitably be booted out. They can't really defend, I don't think, without either a significant rotation from Gunnar, who's already back mid. He might have a TP up. We'll have to pay attention for that one this time, and maybe Death Prophet as well. Will they be prepared this time around? They were a bit slow last game.
Oh, that's a good haste rune.
Oh, and he managed to hit the stun, too. Gunnar's going to be silenced up. If Quinn could land this, no. They see the TP. They're going to back up. That was... Is that the PA's TP? That's what it looked like. Sammy Boy is actually going to close in here on MSS, who is kind of blocked in once again. He tries to find an opening out, but Quinn's going to make use of this haste rune here. He's shackled up, still looks to be able to run down Sammy Boy. Sammy Boy looks for the opening. The support's TPing in, but is it going to come fast enough? It does. Sammy Boy jumps away just in the nick of time.
God, I thought the TP there was going to stop him from surviving, and the Lelis gets the top tower in the meantime. I love the itemization from Quincy crew here. Just rushing the medallion, also with a casual ring of protection against the PA. The Warlock right clicks. And then also on this Earth Spirit, we have a full urn, no boots on either of these heroes.
Beastmaster TPing bottom, I like this. They didn't have to use any resources to get that top tower.
Monkey's just low, dude. You gotta be careful, man. Oh, he's dead. Just like that.
This is just 4 Zoomers being a bit too slow on their decision-making here, as they are forced to respond mid, then Quincy crew takes that opportunity to pressure top, and then by the time they're done top, Beastmaster's done his job there. He's no longer needed. I think Monkeys is good to be pressuring bottom, but he needs to understand that
as soon as Beast gets the tower, top, you leave.
Yes, you have to.
Because he's going to come bottom immediately.
That's his optimal play, right? He's got nothing else to do. He's either going to go mid or bottom. He's going to play off map either way, and you have to assume when you're putting yourself at risk there that the guy that would be killing you is coming to you until you're given information otherwise. But idea is good, just stuck around a bit too long, as Husky is halfway to 6. Maybe going to get it with the tome, but probably going to have to give that to the Nyx Assassin.
Maybe
the Broach.
Maybe the Outpost. You might get 6 without...
That's so little XP. It's like 150. Yeah, it's not...
that's true. That's rough. Scales up pretty nicely, though. 350 on the next one, I think.
Silence. Trying to slow down these heroes, and actually does manage to roll away before the Impale hits him, so...
Kind of second-guessed himself there with the Impale a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is the map I think we're going to have to expect for 4 Zoomers. They're going to have to fight their way out of this. Every lane is going to constantly be shoved into their towers. What will they be able to do, as Monkeys doesn't have ult, and they aren't quite to level 6 on Warlock. But just a little bit of poke and prod coming out from Quincy crew. They're just going to play the efficiency game in the meantime. This is what we call a yoink of the stacks.
Not nice.
It's going to be so annoying how this 5 position Veno. Like, if the 5 Veno is underfarmed and Zoomers are ahead, then they bulldoze towers with the
They
Death
feed on
Prophet.
him, right?
But instead, because it's the opposite, it's going to be this Venomancer that's actually going to be quite a potent thorn in Zoomer's side. And even worse, if Monkeys Forever goes down right here as Quinn looks to be able to catch that last bit of damage. The Spirit Siphon heals up Monkey, so he's going to be good for now.
Nice wand charges as well. You know what's really annoying about this 5 Veno? Is that if it's an offlaner and you have to commit a lot to kill him, it's like, alright, we killed the core. If it's a 5, do you really want to like smoke wrap around to stop him from controlling an area?
Yeah, but if you want the objective that he's protecting, you have to do it, right?
Yeah, but of course, you're getting less for it. Then you're still leaving the Beastmaster as controlling the area just like it. Like, I actually really like this 5 Veno pick. It feels really hard to deal with in pubs, and you know, it looks pretty strong and competitive as well. I mean, they are winning by a little bit. Tower advantage, that does help.
Smoke up. Sammy Boy might be in some trouble.
He's in big trouble. He's got nobody nearby. Ocean's going to try and get close, but by the time he gets here, Sammy Boy's already dead. Quincy crew, they squad up real quickly. And, I don't know, boys. I mean, okay, if Zoomer's going to actually take the mid tower for this, it'll be not a good trade, but maybe acceptable?
That is
Especially
an
if they get
optimistic
Quinn.
Battle Fury.
Good setup for Motion, though.
Yeah, the roll-in's going to try and stop this. MSS does manage to get off the Magnetize, but they immediately drop the golem, so they're actually going to get 2 kills out of this, and it's still going to turn into this mid-tower push, and I'm not sure if Quincy crew has the power to be able to repel this any longer. Lelis does manage to get yet another tower, though. He's going to have that Necrobook 3 really quickly if he doesn't have it already. Jump in. They're going to try and catch him while he's still silenced up here. They do get a good amount of damage onto Yawar, but at the same time, he has that spin, and they don't really have anything to stop it. With the golem down, Gunner's just going to push it to the limits, as he does, doing as much damage as possible before he jumps back.
Wait for it.
If he doesn't jump back, like, his remnant's now being camped. So he's going to play on the high ground over here instead.
Going the Desolator on Ember. I guess that means PA is probably not going to go for one after that Battle Fury. If he manages to get away with his greed, they are the top 2 net worths in the game so far on 4 Zoomers. That early use of the Golem might just shift the momentum enough to open up the space. As Yawar has gone much more of an aggressive mid-game build. The drums into
He's
the...
going to try and stop that TP.
Nice.
But Gunner actually stops it and jumps over to his remnant to make sure, because that would have been a scary proposition. Hit by the stun, next thing you know, you're silenced, and maybe you get Omni-slashed. Still, their middle tower just died during that situation, so...
3-1 on towers. It is a pretty big deal that 4 Zoomers got that mid tower. They have very little tower push other than the Death Prophet, and the Death Prophet's scary to walk up into tower, so the fact that they were able to get that ult off to the full capacity of it. We'll be up again in 25 seconds. Yule's done, but he still has to be careful. If he gets stunned by Earth Spirit or Beastmaster, he will die very fast with only 5 armor.
Yeah, it's almost like that Sammy dying bot was a bait. Like, it might not be. I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but I know Zoomers do edgy, extremely ridiculous plays like that in order to open up the map. Like, they will do literally whatever it takes. We talked about innovation. Like, this is the sort of stuff that they do. Probably you don't want to bait your carry. I would imagine if they do this, it would be with Gunner and you have a Remnant or something like that. But because it was Sammy, they had to bring everybody to kill him. It was worth bringing everybody to kill him, which lets Monkeys take the mid tower.
That's what I say every time I die too.
This is actually a really big kill.
I'm innovating.
Lelis has been... Oh, by the way, what is that build?
No.
I thought with all his like free farm and pushing on towers, he's going to have a Necrobook. Monkeys Forever. Good initiation here from MSS. The old Scepter going down, but it's just going to be able to set up for the split Earth stun pretty easily. Now, follow-up is probably Husky dying, but his upheaval at least allowed Gunner and Ocean to be able to get out.
I suppose with regards to the Necro, you don't really need damage because you have a Leshrac, you have a Veno, and a Jug. Like, these heroes offer a ton of damage, and the new Necro doesn't speed up your farm at all. I mean, well, a little bit, but it's hero damage, so it's kind of pathetic on the creeps compared to the piercing that it did before. So they don't need the damage, so just go for these aura items. I feel like a Blink Dagger would be really great on him, just so that way Zoomers can't just choose to avoid with Gunnar and Sammy all the time. Like, you can see they're almost top net worth other than you are. They need to pick these two heroes off, and to do that, they need either MSS to connect or they need the Roar to connect.
I've been studying a lot of Beastmaster, and I think on top of everything you said, which I do agree with, the main reason he's not going for summons is because the two cores he's against are Ember and PA. PA has 50% evasion, can't build MKB for your summons.
That's true.
And then also Ember is a hero that doesn't get slowed by the Necro and die to it, right? So just two cores that aren't going to really take that much damage, as we do see Ocean taking a lot of damage in the top lane as he does get brought down by 3 heroes of Quincy crew, force out the fortification, but actually use the defensive fortification on their own creeps in order to ensure that creep wave as well as that catapult stays alive. This is just a stall out play by Gunnar. Actually, no. Looks like they have rotated Monkeys Forever as well. I don't necessarily like this at all because Death Prophet's just not a hero that functions well by sitting on her own side of the map. You want to be making moves aggressively, but it looks like this is all space for Sammy Boy to be feasting on his own triangle, as he did clear a massive stack right when he got that Battle Fury, spurring him into the lead in the net worth. Actually, no, he hasn't cleared it yet.
Oh,
he's about to clear it now. You do have Blur, and
he'll
be able to clear it.
He's going for a Deso possibly, or maybe just a casual Blightstone.
I think a casual Blightstone. Surely, if the Ember is going the Desolator, right?
Yeah, you would.
If he finished it on Ember,
he might have changed it. That was just in his quick buy.
Yeah, sometimes you consider like Deso really good against Jug on Ember, just because you need that physical damage to bring him down. But if he went for that, that'd be a bit strange.
Another stack too. Third time. Thanks, Monkeys.
You gotta make sure you get that 40% gold. Monkeys is living in poverty mode right now amongst the cores, trailing by a whole 1,000 behind Laylis.
Yeah, Sammy Boy needs to do the whole squad a justice right now and use that shovel. Oh no, he swaps it out. There's a shovel to be used, boys. Maybe it's a bounty rune.
I guarantee you Husky will pick that up.
Yeah.
He's a big shovel fan. Ocean's been doing a lot of really great scouting.
Ward's right on top of a sentry, though.
Yeah, very upsetting. They need that ward too. You know they're going to be playing in your jungle. Like, you have to play aggressive right now with the itemization that Quincy crew have gone. They have no greedy items.
It's an optimistic Meteor Hammer, if you ask me.
On Ocean?
Yeah.
Think so? I feel like they need the disable.
I'm not saying they don't need it. When I say optimistic, I mean...
he won't get it.
Yeah. It's too expensive of an item. Maybe consider like a Bassi or even just like...
Sure. Drums, something like that?
Yeah, just something with very cheap build-up. That's my concern, is that he is bottom of the net worth, as we do see an engagement top. MSS just looks like playing a little bit disengaged for Quinn, who has the Yules, Arcane Rune bottled, as well as going for the Bloodstone. Super nice item on Lesh nowadays. I think the biggest deal for Lesh was that the cooldown on the active got reduced. And Lesh's issue has always been tanking up as he goes in the middle of the fight, so pretty much has that always available when he gets it, as he gets a point booster. Okay, I was wondering where his gold went.
So this is kind of nice. They've got Vlad's the medallion, so they can do Roshan quickly. Jump forward, SVG already quite low, but he does manage to get off the Poison Nova. Magnetize on out as well. Zoomer's going to take a lot of damage as this fight goes on. The Golem looks to be able to finish off SVG, but Leshrak was already chasing some heroes with his haste rune. He's going to turn back, focus on Monkeys Forever for now, who is just going to get swallowed up. Eul's Scepter goes down to buy him a little bit of time. Gunnar couldn't even get out, and that is going to be a massive win for Quincy crew, who still can go back into the Roshan pit and finish up, get that Aegis. Ocean, they're just going to get one more kill before they call it quits here in the 1-for-4 trade.
My biggest issue, okay, I'm going to carry over knowledge from EU, right? I keep doing that, but when I see Venomancer first rounded, the reason why I think it stopped getting first rounded in EU is because the opponent just started picking like Darkseer or Underlord, some hero that just buys Greaves super early on in the game and then pipe.
It's true.
And suddenly the damage is just underwhelming, right? The AoE. And what happens is in EU, when teams don't respond to the draft that the opponent is threatening, they just double down on it. And I feel like 4 Zoomers didn't address this AoE damage, and look what you got here. Earth Spirit, Leshrak. Like, it's just overwhelming. Nyx literally died to to Veno ulti plus Earth Spirit ulti, and then just died. I think it's going to be a constant problem for 4 Zoomers throughout the course of the game that they just do not have the sustain through these abilities, because Death Prophet is a very selfish sustain hero. She only sustains herself, and right now she's not farmed enough to stand in front as Sammy Boy may be getting caught. Oh, Jukes
does manage to dodge that stun, but he won't be able to dodge this board that's going to stick onto him, slowing him down until the Omni Slash comes in to be able to finish off Sammy.
What's up, T-Gov?
Goodbye, T-Gov.
Hi, bye.
He's going to head home for the night.
He did get fired. He said he wanted to let you guys know that he got fired. And production is very sorry because they heard that you guys actually liked our skit and were really upset that Jenkins was not willing to go along.
Oh my god, it was part of the bit. Please. I keep getting called out for doing bits. They're never my idea.
Yeah, don't you hate Rich? I'm surprised you were even in the bit.
Yeah, he actually
That's
hates
what
Rich. He literally
walked
talked
out
shit
on.
about Rich.
It's never my
all the
idea.
time.
Tier 2 bottom tower does go down, but hey, for Zoomers, at least they got that 20-minute experience.
Yep, the 350 that Jenkins was talking about. One of the few things he's accurately described during this cast. Sorry,
All
I'm
right,
going to
teach
stop
me
burning
real
you,
quickly.
buddy.
How does the experience work?
It's
How does
20
it
per
level up?
minute, so it's 150, then 350, then 550.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, in the old days, I think it was every 5 minutes, right? And it like right when it came out, and it was like insane how much it gave.
I remember when it first got released, everybody was like level 30 by 20.
Yeah. The outpost accelerated the game so
Is this
ridiculously.
really how Dota's gonna be? Come on, bro.
Well, just everybody would get a free like half a level at 5 minutes into the game. So supports for 6 at 10 minutes.
Oh, that
man.
is a real bad one right there.
Not respecting the high ground standing ability of Quincy.
Nobody can go in on the side of.
Oh, Ocean, did you see that pump faking of the impale? He knew the Earth Spirit was going to try and roll on to Monkeys, and he was trying to protect him as best he could, but there's just no way he could time that accurately.
Speaking of this Greaves that you're seeing these like European teams building into all of this, tanky regen sort of stuff, like Lelis is opting to go for the mech, which is exactly what we saw, I believe, Seb do on Beastmaster.
People are not catching on fast enough. Mech is the Vlad's now. It gives AoE armor. So if you wanted Vlad's for physical resistance, they have Death Prophet PA, you buy Mech.
Husky. Silent subs, though he may not even get off the golem here. He does have buyback, so they're certainly going to have to use MSS. He was in pretty deep, and he's immediately going to die as Gunner shows himself in this team fight. This is actually looking a little dicey here for Quincy crew, as UR is trying to make his way out with a healing ward. It's staying alive through all of this. A nice Battle Fury hit, blocked back with the Spike Carapace. That's going to stun him up. The Golem gets dropped onto the 2 there. UR still had the spin, though. Tries to stick on top of Gunner, but can't really do it. Now he's underneath the upheaval. Fortunately, he's able to mantle off on the edges and start booking it away. Monkeys Forever halted in his tracks by a nice split or stun. Yule Scepter going off at the same time, so they're going to come back down to Earth at the same time. Monkeys Forever is going to go down first, and Leshrac does die to Gunner, but Gunner, he's one of the last ones left alive here. He's going to try and juke back in. Goes for the Slight, does a good amount of damage. Double Remnant, and he jumps away to the last Remnant that was still out. That just leaves Yawar by himself with the Aegis. But he does have plenty of ways to be able to get back and get out. They still have 1 more minute with the Aegis, but it looks like Zoomers did successfully defend, even if it did cost them a healthy amount.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, I really do see the differences here. It's kind of funny because I think For Zoomers is on the right track with the heroes they're picking. Because we talked about how Secret earlier on in the tournament picked Mirana against Veno. Because Veno takes over a certain part of the map and then it's hard to invade because of wards. So Zoomers go for this Nyx, who is in the same idea as Mirana, but instead of it being for the whole team, it's just for Nyx.
Yeah.
So it makes the team fights and approaching fights super awkward. Same as the Death Prophet, who is a sustain hero, meant to sustain through this damage over time. But what about the rest of your heroes? I think that's what I'm seeing here, as I really like what they're thinking. I think they're on the right track, but you're seeing it play out. The 10K net worth lead already for Quincy crew. They reign supreme on the map. I dare you to walk out, they say, as every hero that walks out dies 1 by 1, as Husky has dieback there. No Warlock for 60, no Death Prophet for 40. Yawar has a DD rune, and that's a lot of damage.
Just to kind of theory craft a bit, I feel like if you have some maybe Invoker, Spectre, Nature's Prophet, these sorts of heroes that you can set up on the Veno and set up on people behind the Veno with the Nyx, I think that definitely works. I think Gunner being on Ember is a step in the right direction, but it doesn't feel like enough. If Gunner commits with the Remnant, he can honestly just die. Whereas I think with like Spectre, Nature's, these heroes, it's a little bit less so. Like you can get in there and get out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think every event I've been at, I just learn a whole new perspective on Dota. And you and I have talked about how enthusiastic it is to just watch Dota and learn from it. And all like I feel like you and I think a lot alike, Jenkins, as hard as that is to admit. But
It's definitely true.
yeah, when when we are forced to analyze these top-tier teams that we're watching, we can see remnants of it in these games, and it does show promises. I see Ocean promising that he will live for his team as he manages to eke his way out of that one. PA almost has a BKB. Will that be enough? What's Juggernaut got? I saw he had Manta. Was he going for MKB afterwards? No, he went AC, so he went the sustained route. Basically saying, we have plenty of damage built into our kit. Let's just make sure you don't kill us. They have the mech for armor. They have the AC for armor, as well as the medallion for a single target. And yeah, just a billion damage.
I'm shocked that he's so farmed on UR, given that he has no farming items. Like, he's literally just consuming the entire map.
Control, man.
Yeah, it's literally just the map control.
They did go double Deso, by the way. PA and Ember have a Deso.
Huh. I would imagine that they talked about it and think that it's fine. I don't see them as a team that messes that up.
If I am a PA and my teammate builds Deso, I usually build one anyway. So it's up to the my ally to say, do you still want one? If he still wants one, sure, go for it. I've done it before. Sammy boy, Spirit Vesseled up.
Let's do this!
He doesn't really have a way out of this. There's no creep wave nearby, no allies nearby. He doesn't have his BKB complete, so he's just dead.
Doesn't even have the roar. Greaves done on Laylas. Yeah, I love this item build coming out from Laylas. I think the whole package is just there for this Quincy crew lineup, and it's what I'm seeing lacking on 4 Zoomers, and it really plays itself out in this game. They last picked this PA, and I really just can't envision any time that he can actually go in. And the way that they're building on Quincy Crew just says, hey, man, come at us, bro.
I do feel like
AC.
I feel like Monkeys could build these items.
Gunner actually does get nailed here, allowing them to be able to get the Omni Slash. Gunner does have his BKB, and the Omni Slash bounces to the back line. Did manage to take out the Warlock. That's a dieback there. Immediately a buyback from Sandy Boy as well as Ocean as they look to be able to catch some heroes. But Quincy Crew are pretty healthy here. They're at least going to be able to get SVG. Reminder, though, that's a 5-position Venomancer. Well, that's a 1-position PA. That's going to die back. Dead for 90 seconds. 70 on Ocean. Monkeys Forever is dead as well. And it seems like the little tricks and stuff that Zoomers tried to bring into their draft, it just wasn't the complete whole package like Quincy Crew brought.
It's so funny that we know that, like, as soon as Death Prophet comes out, it's like, this is Monkeys playing it.
Yes.
It just has to be Monkeys. And I agree with what Brian is saying. Like, I feel like you need to change the build or change the hero, but Monkeys is also like a specialty player, and I think you can do this against worse teams and just deal with not having a Greaves and a Vlads and these things based on being way better than the teams you're playing. But when you're playing against like a top caliber team, it really shows when you're missing something in a game.
If they do the little things that you're not doing in a current patch, man, it's one of those where I don't think I'm better than them or anything like that. But I've been watching the teams that are better. And for me, I just straight up say, okay, I'm going to assume what Secret's doing is correct. Now I'm just trying to figure out why. Why is it working? What is so hard about it that's good, like, about playing against it? And I can only dream of mimicking them. As we see a GG come out from Quincy Crew, pretty dominant fashion.
Yeah.
All right, Quincy Crew, man. They just continue to just own North America, man.